What if I told you the future of men's tennis might be decided before Paris even begins? Welcome to Tennis Desk, your go-to place for the latest tennis rivalries, rankings drama, and Grand Slam battles. Something big is happening right now in the sport, and it's not just another tournament storyline. This is a full-blown power shift. On one side, you've got Carlos Alcaraz, the explosive talent who thrives on clay. On the other, Jannik Sinner, the ice-cold machine who just keeps winning. And the real question, is Alcaraz still in control, or is Sinner already taking over? Because here's the thing, this rivalry isn't coming soon. It's already here. For years, tennis fans were spoiled by legends like Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. Their dominance defined an entire era. And when that era started fading, many wondered, what could possibly replace it? Now we have our answer. Alcaraz versus Sinner is no longer about hype, it's about results. A tight head-to-head battle, constant clashes in big tournaments, and now a fight for world number one. But just as this rivalry reaches its peak, something unexpected has entered the story. Doubt. Let's talk about Alcaraz first, because this is where things get complicated. Clay courts have always been his playground. The movement, the creativity, the intensity, it all fits him perfectly. When he's healthy, he's nearly unstoppable on this surface. But right now, he's not fully healthy. It started as something small. During a match at Pista Rafa Nadal, Alcaraz briefly stopped and called for medical attention. At the time, it didn't feel like a big deal. Just a routine check. Something players deal with all the time. Even he didn't seem concerned. But looking back now, that moment feels different. Because since then, the tone has changed. Instead of confidence, there's uncertainty. Instead of momentum, there's waiting. And maybe the most telling sign? When Alcaraz showed up to the Laureus World Sports Awards, fans noticed something subtle but important. His hand was wrapped. That single detail said more than any press conference ever could. So let me ask you this, be honest. Can a player dominate the most physically demanding surface in tennis while dealing with a wrist issue? At this level, against elite competition? It's hard to believe. And while Alcaraz is dealing with questions, Sinner is doing the exact opposite. He's not slowing down. He's speeding up. Sinner is coming into this clay season with serious momentum. Big titles, consistent performances, and most importantly, a huge win over Alcaraz at Monte Carlo Masters. That match wasn't just a victory. Felt like a statement. Straight sets, composed under pressure. No hesitation. That's not just form, that's control. And here's something most fans aren't paying enough attention to. Sinner has nothing to lose in Madrid. Literally. Because he didn't play there last year, every single point he earns now adds to his total. No pressure. No defense. Just pure gain. Meanwhile, Alcaraz? He's walking into the stretch with expectations, pressure, and now, uncertainty about his fitness. Sinner wins Madrid. Suddenly, that small gap turns into something much bigger. Something uncomfortable. Something that forces Alcaraz into a must-win situation. And that's where things get really intense. Because the next stop isn't just another tournament. It's the Italian Open. And for Alcaraz, this isn't optional. He's defending a massive number of points there after winning it last year. If he doesn't show up, or if he's not at full strength, the consequences are brutal. Points drop. Ranking slips. Pressure explodes. Now flip that to Sinner. He has points to defend too, but not as many. And more importantly, he's entering these events with confidence, rhythm, and no injury concerns. So who's really under pressure right now? It's not even close. And then comes the biggest question of all. What happens if Alcaraz can't play Rome? Think about that for a second. No matches. No wins. Just a straight loss of points. That could completely change the race before we even get to Paris. And speaking of Paris, everything leads to Roland Garros. This is where legends are made. This is where rivalries explode. And this is where Alcaraz has proven he can do the impossible. Because we've seen it before. Last season, things weren't smooth for him either. There were physical struggles, setbacks, Moments where it looked like momentum was slipping away. Even in Barcelona, he wasn't at his best. A tough final loss, visible discomfort. It felt like the worst possible timing. But then something changed. Rome happened. And suddenly Alcaraz flipped the script. He came back stronger, sharper, hungrier. And then came one of the most unforgettable moments of his career at Roland Garros. A marathon final. Hours of tension. Match points saved. A comeback that felt almost unreal. That wasn't just a win. That was a statement. So now we're here again. Different year. Same questions. Can he do it again? Can he overcome physical issues, rebuild momentum, and peak at exactly the right moment? Or has the balance already shifted? Because while Alcaraz is trying to find answers, Sinner is building something very dangerous. Consistency, confidence, control. And if he keeps this up, we might be witnessing the beginning of a new era with him at the top. But I want to hear from you. Do you think Alcaraz can come back and reclaim the #1 spot? Or is Sinner already too far ahead? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading everything, because this rivalry is just getting started, and every match from here on out could change everything. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates. See you in the next one.